top one of the charts, and we are going to study price action and see is there anything of substance to get on here with my live funds. Okay, now understand this here is not the day to come in. Okay, every single Friday it's the same protocol. Do not come in trying to, with super high ambitions. Okay, find your model, stay disciplined, focused, one more day of it, okay, and close it out strong of what you did in the prior week. Understand that if you took that one trade and did nothing else outside of that, you are currently in the 1% of the week, so congratulations. You are doing just fine. Okay, so we have price dropping down, trades down into this wick here, the consequent encroachment, the midpoint. Okay, trade to the midpoint of this discount wick here, extended it through. Creates a swing though, trades away from it, and to me, these highs, probably going to be ran out. Come on. The week has been ridiculously bullish. It's placing in this obvious top up here. It's already spending a lot of time in this array gap here. If I had to guess, and I'm not going to actually no, let me retract there. I'm not going to use the word guess because we're never guessing. If I had to tell you where I want price to go right now at this moment, that would be to the upside above these highs here. Okay, so let me map out this array gap. So let me flip the NASDAQ. So with what I'm saying on ES here, okay, ES certainly looks very strong through this gap. I would like to see it push to the highs up here. As for NASDAQ, if you take a look, we actually came out and ran this short-term pool of sell-side liquidity. So the nearest term pool of liquidity with this run up and then coming into midnight opening with this sell-off is right here, okay? Because as we rise up, okay, and then we create this significant low, a great deal of sell-stops are going to get jammed below here, both trailing and those who are just literally just buying here and then putting their stop loss below here. Okay, so a great deal of sell stops are resting below here, and now we have that pierced. Okay, and similar to ES, we have a array gap here opposing. We're spending way too much time in it if I was bearish on it, and I would suspect this thing to go higher. All right, so took out a key pool liquidity. We have a SMT divergence because this low right here was ran out here, and it was not ran out here on ES. Okay, so we have a cracking correlation. We have obvious highs resting above here. We have our continued bullish order flow. Respects the low end, and we bump out this short-term low here to kick this thing back into a buy program. Now we're creating another intermittent term low, trading higher. And about 1 more minute until 9:30 comes into the marketplace. I'd like to see it slam to the upside, all right, all week. Okay, so it's not a surprise to me to see do exactly what I said it was going to do, which is pin higher. Okay, but it comes down to it. I can predict that type of stuff, but is there any entry point in here? Absolutely not. Okay, so if I were to try and jump in here, where's my stop loss going to go? And if I have to ask that question, I'm simply just gambling. Okay, so I need to be able to very soundly be respecting of my risk management plan. Take a look at ES. Yeah, I would like to see ES really just slam up there. I don't want to see it stop here. I want to see it really just slam higher until we reach this high. Okay. So it's just one of those scenarios. Like, okay, let's say all this narrative was underway and it was like 9:50 a.m. Okay, I would absolutely be getting in here, probably taking an entry and buying. Okay, but it's 9:30 a.m. right at the opening. Okay, so when we have that, okay, it's just really hard to be able to soundly be respecting of my risk management plan and actually buy in the reasonable entry point. Okay, but at the moment, everything's going to script. Okay, I'm very, very interested and basically going to be surrounding whether I'm going to be trading or not, what we do after we sweep these highs. We'll see if the market makes it simple, though. It's been a Friday where, it's crazy election week, okay? So far, everything looks good, okay, to be honest. But, you always have to have that, mild caution in mind where it's like, okay, we're coming into a Friday. It's already a profitable week, okay? It's been very, very crazy. But, yeah, we'll see what price gives us. I want to see this down close candle act as a springboard here, all right? I want to see it act as a springboard, and I want to see it complete the move above this high here now. I want to see a quick rejection away from that high as well. Okay, that's the first thing I want to see. NASDAQ will kind of be at a halt. Okay, so NASDAQ's consolidating at the moment after the push up higher with 9:30. ES drops down into this first 9:30 a.m. buy side imbalance. All right, so yep, NASDAQ stalling. Like I said, I really want to see that. And ES is pushing higher, so we'll see if it can finally complete the move above this level right here. So notice the immediate, look at that. Midnight opening, we return to it, stab up into it, immediate sensitivity above for that, stab into it a second time, immediate sensitivity, third time, stab it down. And now we're getting very, very aggressive to this opposing gap here, okay? ES obviously is not showing relative weakness like NASDAQ is. So very, very deep retracement in there. We're still being respecting of the breaker. So with what I'm seeing on here, absolutely 1000% ES is going to be pushing up into the highs here. All right. Okay. With that said, NASDAQ was a little bit overzealous, but it's ultimately closing at the very high end of this breaker here, respecting that, still showing bullish order flow. And I would expect this thing to gun higher, okay? And completely disregard this Ferrari gap right here. Anyway, let me paint out a scenario for you guys. So we have a down candle here. Okay, let's say that price just completely shifts above, okay, and slams above this down candle right here with speed, creates some type of Ferrari gap, and then trades back down to that down candle. Okay, at that point, that's bullish to me, and I'm going to look for that high. Now, if I'm going to actually engage with a short setup, what I need to see is, first of all, ES to completely disregard these series of down close candles, okay? Preferably just a strong displacement below the swing low here, okay? And then also, for NASDAQ, I'd pretty much the same thing, okay? Just completely disregard this gap right here, as well as this down candle. Now, notice, I probably would have been shorting it by now if it wasn't this current sentiment that has, is underway, right? I'm not going to try and be the guy that picks the top in an excessively bullish market. So if we're even trading this much higher the entire week, you really think I'm going to go in the last week and risk all the profits I made for the week on a short setup? I mean, come on now, it's foolish. So yeah, I mean, we're spending entirely way too much time above the 50% of this wick here, okay? This certainly looks bullish to me if I'm looking at order flow. Body is strong above the half point. Okay, it's not showing any signs to me whatsoever of trading lower. Okay, on the other hand, we have ES just hanging around in all-time highs. Okay, continuously showing its hand for bullish order flow. All right, so okay, Nasdaq's just consolidating at the moment, hanging around. All right, so let me see what time it is. We're entering 10 a.m. I need to see something significant take place pretty soon. Or else this may just be a seek and destroy Friday. Okay, every single time I get on here on a live stream. Okay, with the back test I showed you guys before we started our FOMC live stream. Okay, every single trade that we took in the last 2 weeks. Okay, just puts in perspective how it's always similar in nature. Okay, it's always the same stop loss. Relatively. It's always the same risk to reward, usually, and it's always the same exact signatures and price that we capitalize on. Okay, so that's basically me, number one, sticking to my model, sticking to what I know, okay, and leaving it at that, because that's all you really need. Okay, simplicity at its core is very, very powerful and can make you a lot of money if you apply it correctly. Okay, but if you let certain things on social media get to your brain, or you just veer away from the plan due to impulses, whatever's going on in your life currently, you gotta, some guy that you don't like was stunting with something, and now you feel like you got to go out and do something significant as well. I mean, all those factors, whatever the case is, I can make up 1,000 scenarios at the moment, but whatever it is, there's so many open invitations for someone to get impulsive and do things that they normally wouldn't do inside of the marketplace here. So you have to leave that stuff out of it. I know it's easier said than done, but it's just what you have to do. It's what makes this one of the hardest things ever to pursue. But you don't have to make it hard, okay? If you do what's hard already, your life will become easy. What's hard? Well, staying disciplined on a consistent basis every single day for years on end, and so on and so forth, okay? Do what's hard, make your life easy. If you do what's easy, okay, which is, impulsively take stupid trades, overtrade, or leverage, like, for the sake of, oh man, I'm going to get that big trade here. It's going to change my life. Or I can make X amount of money if I put this much leverage on, that type of stuff, okay? If you do the easy stuff, it's going to make your life hard, okay? Diligently following a sound logic, and sound money managing plan every single day. That's what we're here to do, okay? It might not be, as fun as you want it to be, but, I mean, that's really how trading has to be. It can't be an excitement-fueled environment, okay? You can be excited after the fact. Like, oh, okay, well, I'm glad I stayed to my plan. I'm happy with myself for being disciplined. I'm happy for myself for, preserving capital, whatever. That's cool. Okay. But while you're in the charts, okay, you can't be like, off of Red Bull and like, all amped up like it's a football game, right? It's typically not going to lead into anything good or sustainable long term, I should say. Okay. At this moment, it's a rare moment, but I'm really like cornered into doing one thing, and that's shorting. Okay. And that's because if I'm going to be taking a high probability long setup, I need something to target. I don't have anything to target up here. Okay. Now, it's a little bit of a different story for the NASDAQ here. Okay. We still have this high up here. Okay. This midnight high. Okay. That's a little bit different, but I need to see something really, really clear and obvious to perform. I mean, just take a large step back right now. Whatever you're feeling right now. Okay, I'm sure there's all emotions going. Whatever. Take a large step back. Take a deep breath. Take a look at this price action and let me know, does this look obvious to you? Okay, and if it does, cool. Go ahead and trade it. Make your money. That's great. We don't always have the same thought process. Okay, and that's the beautiful thing about trading. There's a million ways to skin the cat. Okay. But with that said, take a large step back. Do you see your model, number one? And number two, does this look obvious? Okay, and you answer the question. Okay, whatever your plan is, and that's it. Okay, and if the answer is yes, well, you better be getting in that trade. Okay, and if the answer is no, then you stand by. So, first of all, I like this displacement here. Okay, very nice wicking sensation off. We did not go above that 10 handle radius. 5-minute chart. Let's see here. Okay, so 5-minute chart, I'm going to be referencing this down candle. If we break this down candle, yeah, that's a change in order flow. Immediately, my eyes are going to go down to, first and foremost, this 9 a.m. low here. Okay, so that'll be our previous hour low. So not bad. A very short-lived rally here. We sweep these 5-minute highs here and immediately reject out. That's the type of stuff I need to see if we're having warning flags like this, like I was saying initially. Okay, so failure swing. We still have the SMT divergence intact. ES is nowhere near these highs up here. Or excuse me, NASDAQ is nowhere near the highs up here. ES is up there and now it's displacing. I want to see if it can disregard this opposing down candle. Okay, let's check out Dow. Alright, so Dow actually swept the high once more. I think it's done its due diligence. It should slam lower as well now. So anyway, I like the displacement here, certainly. Okay, nice failure swing. Nice SMT divergence, return above midnight opening, classic, and now we're having a market structure shift, disregarding this breaker here, okay? This is the type of stuff I needed to see. This is obvious, okay? Now it comes down to, does it offer us a sound entry point where I can put a good stop loss on and target the lows down here? Perfect. This is what I needed to see, all right? The last piece of this puzzle is the market supplying me with the sound entry point, all right? So let's check out ES. Okay, so ES shifts below, fair A gap. Like I said, at the very minimum, with us being at all-time highs in ES, I need to see it disregard this 5-minute down candle for me to short it, okay? As for NASDAQ, looking a lot different here. ES, a little bit of a displacement, not as much displacement on the NASDAQ here, so definitely not correlated at the moment. So I don't know, it may just be that NASDAQ is out for blood here today, so I'm not, like, there's nothing in here that I would buy or sell, okay, to be honest. So, like, whenever I see this type of stuff, okay, if I'm looking for an entry point, that's not really what I want to see. I don't want to see us take the first short-term low, immediately stop dead in its tracks, work the whole way back up to this imbalance here. I would like to see this stay open, actually. But the key here is, do we get a quick rejection away, okay? At the moment, it's just not favorable for me to short at the moment just because, okay, NASDAQ is a lot more aggressive to the downside. ES is still relative to all-time highs. And we have yet to do what I wanted to do, which is break this down candle. So if we break this down candle, I mean, look how much downside we still have for the target of the lows, right? So instead of me trying to be the guy that, you know, beats his chest by picking a reversal on top, right? I'm waiting for this thing to become obvious. And, you know, by it becoming obvious, that's going to be breaking this down candle. So we have this annotated. Now we're going to obviously analyze it and see, can the market disregard this, which would be a change in order flow. So in a bullish market, we expect what? Every single down candle to be treated as support. At the moment, it's treating as support. Okay, and we're in all-time highs. What makes me think that I should get on here on a Friday where I'm very, very profitable and content? Okay, and I'm saying very, very profitable relative to my plan, my targets for the week, my percentage goals, and what's realistic for me. Okay, not anyone else, not a guy on social media. I don't care about that stuff, all right? Looking at it here, am I going to risk it all and trying to pick a top without seeing what I want to see first and foremost? No, absolutely not. Okay, so should this be disregarded and then we have a small fair gap or retracement back in this down candle, guess what? There we go. I'm shorting it. I'm going to target the first internal low. But there's yet to be seen yet. We'll see if we can get it. Okay, we did deliver this fair gap, yes. Okay, we're kind of just hanging around here. Let's check out NQ. So NQ is following the script here. It actually utilizes the breaker inversely here. Taps the high end, trades off. Okay, we'll see if this can actually have a sustained run lower now. So ideally, if I'm going to be confident in shorts for NASDAQ, we'll see it really just slam below this up candle with speed, potentially retest that, and then utilize that to then take it below these lows here. Okay. So ES still hanging around there up in the premium. Okay, very uncorrelated assets at the moment. Like I'm telling you guys, when I look at this is the type of market where it's like, okay, it looks familiar. Okay, it looks like it might be a good entry point, but it's not. And here's why. Okay, so I want to see ES really just disregard this down candle. I want to see NASDAQ. Okay, good. Not bad. I want to see NASDAQ credit for value gap here below the down candle. Okay, if it's going to be convincing. All right, perfect. Let's see if ES can really jump down there. Okay, it's really just beating around the bush and being scared here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to map out this up candle on the NASDAQ. So we're trading up into the very low end of this up candle. We're also trading to the low end of the breaker. Okay, need to see this leave it very, very quickly. Okay, especially since there's a volume bounce here as well. NASDAQ still beating around the bush here. Or sorry, EF still beating around the bush here. So you see the benefit real time of referencing both averages. Honestly, one of the most powerful but yet subtle tools in my arsenal is referencing both averages at the same time. Okay, so that's why you see me flip back and forth between them so much. Okay, I might get annoyed by it, but it's beneficial. But anyway, us trading one more candle up in there, that's fine, but it needs to leave it very, very quickly. Okay, so we wouldn't want to see it spend too much time in this area here. You want to see that be very, very sensitive and send price lower down into this low right here. All right. So like I said, on this candle right here should be the candle that slams us lower. It should not really spend too many more candles in this vicinity here, or else it'll be a little bit of a red flag. Okay, it already is a red flag. The ES is still hanging around this premium here, not being, having good displacement off this Ferrari gap here. All right, we're just hanging around in the premium around all-time highs. Okay, and also still being respecting of this down candle. So let's see if that can change. All right, so I like the multiple body closures here. So the range that I have dealt right here is the opening down to the low. Okay, notice that I'm not shorting right now. Notice that's not taking place. Okay, even though I would be enticed and excitement may be there for a short, I respect my idea down in here. It's just, the simple mechanics that I look for and clear signatures would not be there. And I'm by default always going to be more strict on a Friday when it's already been profitable. Okay, because I'm not trying to fall victim to the people that give the money back on the last day of the week. Okay, so really, it's a different approach for me because it's like, okay, I'm coming into the marketplace, showing you guys every single thing that I do. I'm showing you the proof. I'm showing you the withdrawals. But I'm usually not trading every single session, right? Because it's not needed, okay? And I come into every single session here with you guys with the mindset of, okay, what do I need this week, this month in terms of percentage and consistency to come and pay my bills? Okay, that's the mindset that I come in with every single time that I'm trading. So it might be different for someone else. It's like, oh, okay, well, I make this and such and such salary. That's paying my bills. I'm gonna come in trading here, get some extra money. That's fine. You understand that you have to look at things from 6 different perspectives at all times. Okay, but my perspective is coming in. It's like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do to pay my bills this week. This is how many trades I'm gonna take. This is what I'm gonna risk, and this is how I'm gonna conduct myself on Friday. Like I said, I'm not opposed to taking a short here, guys. I just need to see ES show me what I want to see, and then I would be shorting ES on a 6 sister approach. But at the moment, there's nothing here that I'd want to short confidently. All right. So yeah, NASDAQ entering a bit of a high resistance state here. Okay, so even if it does sell off, I'm like 1,000% okay with not being engaged with this. Okay, so could pan out and then send us down below this low here. Okay, but that's just not my interest at the moment. Like I said, I want to see ES show me its hand. You cannot fear missing moves in an environment like this where we're delivering off of all-time highs and we have not yet upset bearish order flow on both averages. So whenever I see that, I'm standing by. I'm waiting, I'm relaxing, and I'm not taking the short that everyone else wants to take, okay? Even if it could pan out, right? I'm never going to be the guy like, oh, damn it, like, come on. Like, I should have, I'm stupid. Like, come on, I missed the move. Everyone was probably in that. No. I come into the marketplace. Okay, is this my model? Boom. Taking it. Boom. I don't care what anyone else is doing. I'm making my money leaving. If my model isn't there, which at the moment it's not, right? I'm standing by confidently, no matter if it pans out or doesn't pan out. I will say unarrogantly, okay, with the least ego possible, that more times than not, I am correct when I'm filtering out low quality setups, okay? At the moment, I am, okay, because this is very, very high resistant. Okay, if it was going to sweep this low, it would have done it by now. But all it's doing is continuously returning up to this up close candle. That is a huge red flag, okay, especially since we bumped out short-term lows 3 times now. And then we shift above this down candle. Okay, and notice how it's immediately sensitive to the opening there in this down candle. Okay, so this is like all the warning flags you can possibly think of if you're looking to short. Okay, is taking place right here. Okay, and as for ES, I mean, we're not really doing anything. I mean, we delivered off the gap, yes, but we haven't moved at all since we delivered that gap. Okay, we're simply just consolidating, right? And then the 5-minute chart. Okay, do I need to say it again? No. We're utilizing this down candle as support. Multiple, 3 5-minute candles of sensitivity at the opening of this down candle. I mean, come on now. So literally what I'm doing here is I'm showing you guys the range. I'm showing you exactly how to filter out a low quality setup. And if you're not like note taking or at least paying attention, like you seriously are doing yourself a disservice, because we all know, whether you like it or not, filtering out low quality setups is just as important as actually taking trades, right? So, yeah, multiple discussions I have with a lot of people inside this group. It's their biggest issue. Like they're good, they know what they're doing, they make money, right? But they always find a way to give it back. You know what I mean, right? And this is not something that's like you're unable to get through. Like it's always going to be that way. No, you are the one that brings your hand in and says, okay, I'm done with this. I'm making the change, and this is not going to happen more. This market is not going to take my money back. I'm keeping my money. I'm making my money, and I'm taking it right to my motherfucking bank, and I'm keeping it. I'm not giving it back to the marketplace. No more, okay? It's not happening. This is where I mess up every single time. Guess what? I'm not doing that thing anymore. And, okay, boom. I learned how to filter out low-quality setups. I'm applying that. Let's go, right? You're good. That's the type of energy you need to bring here, okay? Listen, I learned all this stuff through countless failures falling flat on my face, both publicly and privately. Okay, over 5 years. 5 years now I've been doing this, right? You think I just learned this shit out of the air and just like made it, pulled all this stuff from my ass? No. It came from failure, rejection, embarrassment, failure again, trial and error, learning. Okay, this is what I did wrong here. This is what I did wrong here. Oh, I'm going to make this correction here. I'm going to tweak this here. I'm not going to do this anymore. That type of stuff. That's all it is. And all the while, you're gaining that high quality experience by learning from someone and watching these type of live streams. Okay, that's really what it is, guys. Okay. So if I would have went against my rules here and took this shiny object here, what looks like a high probability short, guess what? I would have been regretting it, but I'm not regretting it because I know how to filter out and call this type of thing that looks like a shiny object bullshit. Okay. Now, with that said, we have continuous bullish order flow here. All right. We're respecting the 5-minute down candle. We bumped out a short-term low. We're shifting above. And what I'm looking at in NASDAQ here is, okay, actually, I'm not going to use this up candle. Just reference it, look at it, see how it's trading to the very high end. We look to utilize that as support. And then this breaker, once more, we're utilizing it again. Okay, trading down into that. I want to see this act sensitive and send us higher above these highs up here. Okay, so my attention immediately goes right up here. Expected to continue above the highs. Should this thing actually be directional? Because at the moment, everyone's ass is getting smoked if they're trying to, force something in this. So yeah, I want to see this thing act as support. You're probably wondering, okay, wait a minute, why aren't you buying this and why aren't you putting your take profit up here right now? Well, listen, okay. ES is already around all-time highs again. Number 2, I don't particularly see a sound point of a stop loss at the moment. I have to go somewhere down here, okay? And I'm just not, it is, on a short-term scale, Carnival Rides working both sides. This is the last point I'd like to see price trade down into. Okay, if it trades past this erratic gap, it's probably going to continue this erratic price action that it's had thus far. Okay, so basically what I look for here is price to use this as immediate support, create a swing low, trade away from it. Okay, the breaker and the erratic gap here, but we're not buying that just for erratic gap and breaker's sake. Okay, we need a sound stop loss, and I need to see very specific signatures take place right now. Okay, because I don't want to see it slip past this gap, and if it does, it's like I said, like it just did right now. Probably going to continue this wild ride, okay? But as long as the body stays within it, it should be valid and send us higher. However, guess what? Maybe someone else will come in here and be like, oh, okay, well, I'll trade this on demo. I'm not particularly confident in it, but I'll go on demo and, just put the live funds to the side. That's not what I'm going to be doing. What am I teaching you by filling you dopamine just for trading's sake, right? It's really, you might, at the moment, think that it's doing something for you, but it's really not, okay? I promise, guys. I'm telling you guys, the amount of experience I gained, like the stuff I went through, it's like me coming on here and relaying that to you guys, what I've learned through like years and years and years of trial and error, is literally going to fast track, your moment of when you get to profitability. And like if you listen to anything I say within this live stream right now, like I really want you to listen to this right here, and that is like, yes, getting into the charts, feeling your excitement and dopamine, like it feels great, taking trades and getting in there and the just the thrill ride and thrill of potentially getting X amount of money from trading this and using this amount of lots. That stuff it's fun. Okay, whatever, it is fun. But guess what's even more fun? Seeing real money come straight through, sent from a prop firm or AMP Live, whatever it is, straight into your bank account, and then you can pay your bills and feed your family through that money. I promise you that is a whole lot more fun and a whole nother level of a sense of accomplishment rather than chasing cheap dopamine and a thrill ride. Okay, I promise you that side of things is going to win out every single time. And I can't particularly tell you what the feeling is like, but the first time when I saw thousands of dollars as a result of a prop firm payout going to my account, like it was a feeling close to none. And I want every single one of you guys to feel that on a consistent basis. I don't want to see any of you do that one time. I want to see 10 years down the line, we're doing that every single week and it's normal and we don't even care about it. It's like, oh, okay, another one. Yep. That's what I want to see. Okay, I don't care about one singular payout. I don't care about 2, 3. I want to see for the next 20 years, okay, you're carving out a side income from this skill set. All right. And obviously it's going to take a severe amount of consistency through discipline. But believe it or not, we are very, very powerful beings and we can all absolutely 1000% achieve that. Okay. The question is, why the hell am I going on this rant right now and not taking a trade? There's nothing here for me at the moment, guys. Okay, I promise you. If price action was clean and something I wouldn't trade right now, I wouldn't be giving speeches, all right? I'd be in here making money, all right? But at the moment, here we have ourselves with ES back and pinning into all-time highs. So I am keeping the eyeball up here, okay? This didn't go away, okay? Prices at the moment on a short-term basis, high resistant, but looking at it here, right? We do have these highs resting above here. It's obviously way too clean. We're respecting the breaker once more. We respected the bull shorter block. Okay. A little bit, deeper retracement that I'd want, but what can you expect in price action like this? Like it's gonna cover outside the line sometimes. We're now cementing an intermittent term low after sweeping out the internal sell stops here. Okay. Actually a smooth displacement there. We'll see if this can actually continue now. So yeah, there was a slight pocket of time where I was considering buying this thing and aim for these highs up here, but I wanted to see this thing remain heavy, create a fair value gap, trade down into midpoint of this inversion gap, and a small fair value gap left behind. That to me would have been an important entry, right? And then I would have put my stop loss below. So like I said, guys, look, if I was looking to engage with this, all right, it would need to show me a very, very specific and special order flow, but it's not giving me that. So if I force my hand, go against my rules, all the above bad stuff, I'm going to be frustrated, but I'm not going to be frustrated because I understand the context. I understand the risk in buying in all-time highs. Okay, and I'm not doing it, right? So if it supported my plan, I would do it, and if it didn't, and if it did, I would be taking it, but it's not. So just think about it, guys. Notice the relaxed, laid-back environment of this session here, guys. So like if I was excited here, I would be handing my ass and humbled. But luckily, I've already been humbled in my first couple of years of learning this stuff. Okay, my first 2 or 5 years that I've been in here. I was humbled many, many times, and that's what the market will do to you. So if you ever see a guy that's like very, very arrogant, right? Very, very arrogant on social media or whatnot, it's very likely that that guy is running the facade and he's not actually profitable because, I mean, every single profitable trader that was once humbled by the marketplace, okay? So the market does that for them. They don't need anyone to come out and humble them because the price you pay for reaching profitability is initial failure and discomfort and what a marketplace here today. So honestly, if you followed what I did here today and you were able to sit on your hands and take any trades, you should honestly be very, very proud of yourself and understand that that was obviously good discipline and you followed your plan. Because I mean, you can't get in here and like say you traded this and followed your plan because like there's really nothing here that's high probability. So if you didn't take any trades, you sat on your hands, you didn't fall victim to the excitement a lot of people did. yeah, definitely, definitely walk out with a smile on your face and don't look at it as, oh man, like I wish I would have, profited this session. Okay, first of all, if you think that you're going to come into every single session excessively profitable, I mean, the markets are going to show you otherwise. Okay, and that's that humbling experience that I discussed just 10 minutes ago, right? And it's not about winning every single time. You don't have to have every single trade to be a winner to make a lot of money. We all know this. Okay, it's simply by making the losses minor, making the wins major. All right, the philosophy that we stick to. It's made several of you many ungodly amounts of money. As of this week here, I'm going to be closing the week out at $900 profit. Okay, so that's the only trade that I took with you guys live. Okay, the only trade that I took, period. And that'll close out for $900 for 3 accounts. Or 3 accounts, which equals $900 total. Okay, my goal was $1,500. Fell just shy of that at $900, but safe to say I'm content with that. Hope you guys were able to, obviously get something out of the stream here. And other than that, guys, that's all I have for you. So I appreciate you guys for coming out, first of all. It's always a pleasure working with you. And I'll be seeing you guys Monday morning at 9:20 a.m.